Welcome back to Dynamic Trends, where today we dive deep into a highly controversial and ambitious proposal by former President Donald Trump. In a stunning move this week, Trump announced plans to reopen and expand Alcatraz Prison, the infamous maximum security facility on a small island off the coast of San Francisco. Known as The Rock, Alcatraz housed some of the most notorious criminals in American history. Now, with this new proposal, Trump's directive to bring the prison back to life has left many asking, can this even be done? And more importantly, is it worth the massive cost? Alcatraz Prison, once a feared institution, has been closed for over 6 decades. Opened in 1934, the facility housed infamous criminals like gangster Al Capone, Machine Gun Kelly, and countless others. The prison's location on a small island in San Francisco Bay, surrounded by treacherous waters and strong currents, made it virtually inescapable. This led to its reputation as one of the most secure prisons in the United States. However, after 29 years of operation, Alcatraz was shut down in 1963. The decision was primarily due to the prison's deteriorating infrastructure, the high cost of maintaining the facility, and its inability to meet the demands of modern correctional standards. In fact, Alcatraz became more of a burden than a symbol of strength. Supplies such as food, fuel, and other essentials had to be transported by boat, and its isolation became a logistical nightmare. As such, the prison was deemed impractical and costly to maintain. But that was in 1963. Now, in 2025, former President Donald Trump wants to bring it back, even bigger and more secure. For too long, America has been plagued by violent, repeat criminal offenders, the dregs of society, who contribute nothing but misery. When we were a more serious nation, we locked up the most dangerous criminals, far away from society. That's the way it's supposed to be. Trump, in his announcement on Truth Social, expressed his frustration with what he views as a failure of modern-day criminal justice. He claims the country is facing a crisis of lawlessness, and that re-establishing Alcatraz as a high-security facility for the most dangerous criminals would be a bold solution to curb this trend. Trump's directive tasks the Bureau of Prisons, alongside the FBI, Homeland Security, and the Department of Justice, to not only reopen Alcatraz, but also to significantly expand and modernize the facility to meet today's correctional needs. The former president is framing Alcatraz as a symbol of law and order, a place where the nation's worst criminals can be kept away from society, and far from the reach of radicalized judges who, according to Trump, are obstructing due process and aiding criminal defendants. However, Trump's plan faces a massive hurdle: the cost. Reopening Alcatraz is no small feat. The prison was shut down due to its aging infrastructure, and now the challenge of restoring it to modern standards seems monumental. Modern prisons require facilities that can handle various needs, including medical care, mental health treatment, and rehabilitation programs. But Alcatraz, as it stands, lacks these features. The island is isolated, and all materials and supplies would still need to be transported by boat or helicopter, a logistical nightmare, especially in the modern era. To rebuild Alcatraz and ensure it meets current safety standards could require billions of dollars in taxpayer funding. The Bureau of Prisons, already dealing with shrinking budgets and staff shortages, has been closing down several facilities in recent years, citing financial constraints. In addition, the National Park Service, which currently oversees the island as a historic landmark and tourist attraction, would have to cede control to the Department of Justice and the Bureau of Prisons. Rebuilding Alcatraz would not only require restoring the prison's crumbling buildings, but also modernizing them. Think about advanced security systems, medical facilities, and the workforce it would take to run a prison on an isolated island. It's a logistical and financial nightmare. The proposal has sparked significant backlash, particularly from political opponents. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, whose district includes the island, quickly dismissed the plan, calling it unrealistic. She described Alcatraz as a major tourist site and a national historic landmark, not a viable site for a modern prison. It's not a serious proposal. Alcatraz has been a national park for decades, and it's now an iconic symbol of our shared history. Turning it into a prison again would be both impractical and dangerous for San Francisco's tourism industry. Pelosi's concerns reflect broader questions about the practicality of reopening such a historic site. With millions of visitors flocking to Alcatraz every year, transforming the island back into a prison could not only cause significant disruption to local tourism, but also risk damaging the island's historic value. Economically, Alcatraz Island brings in millions of dollars annually from tourism. It is a key attraction for San Francisco, offering visitors a glimpse into one of the most notorious prisons in American history. Shutting down access to this island for rehabilitation and maximum security prisons could create major backlash from locals and businesses. Beyond tourism, there's also the social impact to consider. Should the government invest billions into restoring Alcatraz, or should it focus on modernizing existing prisons with better facilities, more rehabilitation programs, and improved staff training? We need to rethink how we treat offenders in this country. Instead of focusing on building bigger and more fortified prisons, we should be focusing on rehabilitation, job training, and reducing recidivism. Alcatraz is a relic of the past. The future of our justice system should be about reintegration, not just isolation. Despite its controversial nature, Alcatraz has remained an indelible part of American pop culture. From Clint Eastwood's escape from Alcatraz to the 1996 action film The Rock, starring Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, the prison has captivated the public imagination for decades. But could this famous island return to its dark past? Or will it remain a historical landmark, cherished for its connection to America's criminal justice history? So, what do you think? Could Trump's plan to reopen Alcatraz be the solution to America's crime crisis? Or is it a costly, impractical idea that belongs in the past? What's clear is that this is a bold proposal that would require massive investments, an overhaul of current infrastructure, and significant political willpower. Whether or not it becomes a reality, Alcatraz will likely remain a symbol of America's complex relationship with crime and punishment. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Alcatraz should be reopened as a prison? Or do you think the money would be better spent elsewhere? Be sure to like and subscribe to Dynamic Trends for more in-depth analysis of the latest political and criminal justice stories. And hey, if you're interested in the latest must-have products, click the link in the description for 10 Amazon products that can help you with everything from personal security to home improvement. Check it out now.